So, as you know that recently we have launched the Zeal batch, right? And where we are covering all the modules of ABM. So today I'm going to take your classes for module B, that is HRM, right? So total 4 modules ABM has, okay? A, B, C and D. Total 4 module. So I'm going to take question from module B, that is HRM module, a very important one. Okay. Which theory assume that consequences of individual's behavior in one situation influence that individual's behavior in a similar situation? Option 1, Porter performance satisfaction model, reinforcement, Adam equity, or achievement motivation theory. Tell me what is the right answer. Okay. See, the question is which theory assume that consequences of individual's behavior in one situation influence that individual's behavior in a similar situation. See, there are one concept, we called it as a operant conditioning. Okay. So what is the operant conditioning? This concept is given by B.F. Skinner. Okay. What is the meaning of the operant conditioning? Operant conditioning means you will repeat that behavior for which you are going to get the reward. Okay. Suppose if you are doing something good, so definitely you are going to get that reward. Okay. Negative is what? If you are going to get the punishment for something you have done, you are not going to repeat that behavior. So we called it as a positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. What is a positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement is the reinforcement where if you are going to get the reward for something, then you are going to repeat that behavior, right? And if you are going to get the punishment for something, then definitely you are not going to repeat that behavior. We called it as a negative reinforcement. Of course, the answer is B here, right? Chaliye, next question is which study of employees' perception and perspective of an organization the survey address attitude and concern that help organization work with employee to instill positive changes? Climate survey, cultural audit, diversity enlargement, and quality of work life. What is the right answer here? Right? So here, actually, this is something where study of employees' perception and perspective of an organization, the survey address attitude and concern that help the organization. See, this is the very common survey which normally conducted in all the banks. Okay, so all the banks normally Canara Bank, State Bank of India, they have conducted this type of survey. What happened here is this is a type of the questionnaire, right? Where we are going to conduct the survey, right? And we will give them the questionnaire to the employees about their subordinate relationship, about their supervisor relationship, about their working environment. There are so many things. Okay, so basically just to get to know what is the employee perception and perspective about the organization, we will conduct that type of survey. So this is very common in the private company, but nowadays even all the public sector bank, they will also normally they will conducted this type of survey. So we called it as a climate survey. Next is stars. First of all, full form you should remember, right? So that is a special thanks and recognition system that link customer delight to employee reward was the model used by which company has used this model? IBM, Google, Taj Hotel or Marriott Sheraton? Tell me. Okay. So this is a special thanks and recognition system. See, this system was started in a year of 2006 by Taj Hotel, Mumbai. Okay. What practice they have started? They have started this special thanks and recognition system. So this is all about the customer delight. So there was a program in 2006. If any customer, they will give the 5-star rating, right? 5-star rating to any staff member. So special recognition will be given to that staff. So recognition system is there and special thanks. So first of all, Taj Hotel and Resort, they have started this service in Mumbai, right? Option C. Next is which of the following type of compensation is not matched correctly? Very common question every year, every time even. IBM asked this question. What is the right answer? Right? So this is the, see, for managerial, this is the correctly matched remuneration. For supervisor, this is the correctly matched. For clerical, also we called it as a salary. So this is the not matched. We have to find out the wrong one. Okay? So clerical with payment doesn't go with payment. It goes with salary. And unskilled and semi-skilled goes with the wage. So the right answer is C here. Next is raise doesn't just reward for good work, but it take care of the career. So what is race stand for? What is the full form of race? Tell me. Right? So what is the full form of race? That is recognition and career enhancement. It is a time bound, automatic, transparent and structured program for employees of Kotak based on the performance and work on four basic principles. So the passion, pride, progress and perspective. These are the four P's of race. ठीक है? Passion, pride, progress and prosperity. So every time the employee will be judged on these four parameters. So of course the full form is recognition and career enhancement. Okay. So the Kotak company actually they have started this program that is RACE, right? And under this program, what they have done, they have recognized their employee based on these four parameters. Okay. So every employee, the performance will be judged on these four parameters: how much passion they have, how much pride they have, progress and prosperity. Next is salary, technical supervision, working condition, and status in organization. All are factor can be classified as a motivational, hygiene, cleanliness, or environment. Tell me, what is this answer is all about? See, just remember that there is a Herzberg theory. Okay? Herzberg theory. Herzberg has given the two-factor theory. He has given two factor. One is MF and another one is HF. What is a hygiene factor? Hygiene factor are those factor they will they doesn't motivate you. Okay, they will not give you any type of motivation. No, nothing. But their absence can cause the dissatisfaction. Okay, and even your performance can be reduced because of this dissatisfaction. MF is what? It will give you the motivation, but even if it is not there, like recognition, advancement, achievement, okay, this will not give you any type of dissatisfaction, right? If you are getting the recognition, well and good. Even if you are not getting, then okay, then just dissatisfaction will not be give you. So we called it as a salary, technical supervision, working condition, your relationship with your superior, with your subordinate, all comes under the category of the hygiene factor, right? Next is the person who was a good performer in distance past is assured to be okay at present also. This is an example of which biasness in the performance appraisal. Halo effect, horn effect, central tendency or spillover. Tell me. Right? When we are talking about the person who was a good performer in distance past is assured to be okay at present also. Okay? So if that person was very bad in past, we considered as a he is a bad in present also. Okay? And if that person was very good in the past, we considered him that he should be good today also, in the present also. So we called it as a which effect? That is a spillover effect. Okay? What is a halo effect? Halo effect is if there is a one positive trait can impact your overall performance appraisal. On effect is what? If any negative trait, right, can impact your overall performance appraisal. Central tendency is what? Giving everyone a average rating. Okay? Even not a very high rating, not a very positive rating, given everyone a very average type of rating. We called it as a central tendency. So this effect is spillover effect. Next is the rater is forced to answer the ready-made statement as given in the blocks of two or more about the employee in terms of true and false. This method is known as. Tell me, what is the right answer? Right? So, what is the right answer? the force distribution, rating scale, force choice, or checklist? Tell me, what is the right answer? Where you have to tick upon ready-made statement is already given about the employee, right? Just you have to write the true and false. Okay? So we called it as a force choice method. Statement can be favorable also and can be non-favorable also. Like, this employee is very honest, this employee is very kind, very hard working. These type of statement already given here. Okay, so you have to tick on that is true and false. So force choice is the right answer. Okay, see what happened in the force distribution now, there is a bell curve will be formed. Okay, so of course there is a right, there is a force distribution will be there. You are forced to rate your employee, right? Even suppose in your company there will not be any poor employee. Okay, any, I mean very poor performer employee. So still you have to at least give them as a 10% employee. Yeah, you have to kept in the poor performer employee category. So there is a force distribution will be there. Okay. Then we have the rating scale. Then 1 to 5 rating will be given to you. Then we have a checklist, right? Yes or no, you have to tick. So the right answer here is that is force choice. Next is process of examining large and varied data set to uncover hidden pattern, unknown correlation, market trend, customer preferences, and other useful information that help organization make more informed business decision is called data mining, customer relationship, big data analytic, and business statistic. Tell me, what can be the right answer here? Right? So what is the right answer? That is, we call it as a big data analytic, where we have to deal with the large data. Okay? And through some tool, right? You have to deal with the large data, and through some tool, you can analyze that data, right? And make the relationship between the variable. So that is, we called it as a big data analytic. Next is Sunita is always enthusiastic about work with ideas, examination, watching, understanding, controlling process. She does not enjoy social and business activity. In troubleshooting and problem solving, she depends on thinking, collecting data, and careful analysis. According to Holland personality, which profession more suits to her? Right? Tell me the right answer. Here we are talking about the John Holland personality theory. So what is the right answer here? See, in the John Holland, there are six types: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, right, and that is creative, right. Then we have the enterprising, persuader. Okay. So here we are talking about the investigative personality. She's enjoy. She's watching. Normally, she depend upon the thinking ability is very high. So the profession will suit her mathematics teacher. Okay, this is the right answer. So all the viewers, if you are watching me live.
Welcome to Adda 24/7. We are in the Scholar series for APM. Here we are covering important theory, numericals, objective questions, case studies. So follow the video till the end. Also follow the complete series. all the lectures. They are available in the playlist on Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. Share it with your friends, share it on all your social media platforms, and importantly, like the channel, click on the bell icon, okay, and click on subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's start. First one, calculate the maximum permissible bank borrowings if the current assets are 1 lakh and current liabilities are 50,000. So how do I calculate it? Maximum permissible bank borrowings means we are talking of CC over here, huh? Cash credit. So how to do this? Current assets here. Firstly, understand what is net working capital. You must first understand that NWC. NWC means current assets minus current liabilities. CA minus CL. Okay, it's also called as a gap, working capital gap. So how to solve this? See this. It's like this. Working capital gap equals to CA minus CL. Current assets minus current liabilities. So 1 lakh minus 50,000. 1 lakh minus 50,000. Okay. So you get it 50,000. Now this is your working capital gap. This much gap is to be filled in. Who will fill in? Now this will be filled in partly by the bank and partly by the customer. Bank will fill in 75% and customer will fill in 25%. So 50,000 into 75%, it will be 37,500 and customer will bring the remaining margin 12,500. So the answer becomes what? 37,500, isn't it? Maximum permissible banking finance is 37,500. Got it, everyone? Now this 75% you will say who has decided? This is a general theorem used, general theory used. Even there was a Tandon committee which had given the results. Here, I'll write it over here. Tandon committee had given the 3 methods, Tandon committee, but here, to be frank, Tandon committee's methods are not compulsory. Understand this. Many of us feel that it is a binding on the bank to follow the Tandon committee. No, nothing. Not compulsory. RBI has made it free for the banks to follow your own method. Some bank may, instead of 75%, follow 60%. Some bank may follow 80%, 95%, anything, depending on the bank. So Tandon committee's methods are not compulsory, okay? But then also they are used as a thumb rules, because they have served it better, and generally the loans given under this Tandon committee methods 1 to 3, they are running well as such in the banking industry. What are the methods of measuring working capital? Methods of measuring working capital, percent of sales method, regression analysis method, operating cycle method, and all of these. So methods of measuring working capital. Yeah. It is basically, have you seen this? How many of you know these methods? How many of you know these methods? Type yes in the comment section if you know it, at least heard the names. Percent of sales, regression analysis, operating cycle. It is D, all of these. Okay, let me show you. How is it all of these? What do I mean by this? Basically, you know this working capital cycle. Okay, so working capital cycle is basically based on what? Your gap, basically working capital gap. So what are these methods now? Percent of sales methods. It is one of the oldest methods of calculation, a relationship between the sales and the working capital. Okay, worked out for 5 years. Advantage, it's very simplest method, and disadvantage is it's easy for calculations, but practically there can be some difficulty in to be the truth of this, because sales method means what? Some companies do adjust the sales. Okay, even this projected sales methods or this Nayak committee is based on this method only. Okay, percent of sales. Second one is what? That regression, right? Regression analysis means it's a statistical method. Regression, you have studied it in your ABM only, that correlation and regression, module A, right? So statistical method, It is the formula for this regression. Anyone remembers what was this formula? Y equals to a plus bx. Okay, this was called as the regression line, isn't it? So this is the regression analysis method. So it is basically a geometric system, and this y is intercept and y intercept, and this b is slope. Okay, this is slope, and this is intercept. But here this is only a technical term. Operating cycle method. Operating cycle method is used by all the banks almost. Best method. Why? Because this consists of that working capital gap, 75%, Tandon committee, everything comes over here. So it is cost of goods sold into number of days of operating cycle upon 365. Okay, plus bank and cash balance. So what is this? Operating cycle means what? Basically stock plus debtors, minus creditors, right? This is your basically this gap, right, into 75%. Okay, so this stock will be, while calculating the stocks and debtors, you'll have to calculate it in two ways, all of them. You'll have to, this also you'll have to calculate it in 2-3 ways. Number one, what is the per unit cost? Okay. Number two, how many units sold during the working capital cycle? Okay, this you'll have to calculate. Okay. Generally what happens, this inventory is given for year, and then you have to calculate it for the working capital cycle. So this is the best method used, and this is the most accurate method used. Okay, so the answer is D, all of the above. See this, I have shown it over here. Operating cycle, Tandon committee, and gap. Okay. Which among the following is not a stage based on the person's state of mind at a given point of time? Now this is module B, HR. Not a stage, not. Okay, which of them is not a stage? Trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, industry versus guilt, intimacy versus isolation. So which of them is not the stage? Yes, think over it. Yeah, this is HR related, means mainly these are all related to module B. Module B is also theory, complete theory, but then also, even though it's a theory, it's a scoring subject. Okay, it's a scoring topic. So what is the answer? This is for Ericsson actually. Okay, we want not. So the answer is, which of them is not the stage? Initiation, what is this? Industry versus guilt, right? Industry versus guilt. Okay, industry versus guilt. This is not the stage. Industry versus guilt, not the stage. Now you'll ask me, if this is not the stage, then which are the stages? The stages are these: trust versus mistrust. There are 8 stages. Okay, I'll write it. Okay, one sec, just give me. I'll write all of them. See, these are the 8 stages: trust versus mistrust, autonomy versus shame and doubt, initiative versus guilt, industry versus inferiority, identity versus role diffusion, intimacy versus isolation, growth versus stagnation, and integrity versus despair. Okay, so industry versus guilt is not the answer. Industry versus inferiority is the answer. The real answer is this. Okay, got it? So not the answer is C. Which among the following is not a stage in the group formation and group behavior? Storming, norming, confirming, and performing. Not a stage. Remember, we want a false answer. False. not a stage. So not a stage in group formation. Storming, norming, performing and confirming. And let me give you one more option over here. Is all are the stages. Is all are the stages. So what is the answer now? The answer is E. All are the stages. Remember, there are 4 stages always in any group formation. 5 stages, not 4 actually. 5. It is forming, norming, forming, storming. Okay, forming, storming, norming, and then confirming, and then performing. Okay. So these are the 5 stages actually. Let me write it over here. Forming, storming, norming, confirming and performing. Okay, so these are the 5 stages. Got it? So these 5 stages are in any group formation. Now what are these in details? Each one will take. Forming means the group comes together. Okay, the group comes together and we actually come together, just come together. Then storming means we have our own views and we always try to impress our views on others. Then norming, we try to calm down, okay, and accept others. This is a norming behavior. Then we know each other's views now in confirming, and then we start performing. This is the last stage. So in this way the group performs. Okay, whenever we come to the performing stage, then the group performs. Which of the following statements is false? Okay, you want false one. Closed refers to the part of the personality known to the self but not known to others. This is, we are talking of this. Yeah. What are we talking of? This guy is. Yeah. What is this called as? Can anyone tell me? This refers to what? Which is this name actually of that person? Yeah. Window. There is some window called as, right? What is that window called as? Anyone can tell me? Okay, you answer it later. By the time, let's move on. Closed refers to the part of the personality known to the self but not known to others. Emotional intelligence refers to being empathetic. Personal efficacy is how efficiently one is doing his job. Parent ego state mainly regulates behavior and nurtures it. So which of them is false now? See, all of them are not belonging to this. See, anyone? Yeah, what was this answer? Anyone gave me? Comment section. It is Johari window, right? Johari. Remember this, no? Johari window. So which one of them is false now? So personal efficacy is how efficiently one is doing his job. Emotional intelligence refers to empathetic. So this is true. Emotional intelligence means there are 2 types of intelligence. One is IQ and EQ, right? Emotional coefficient and intelligence coefficient. So emotional intelligence or EQ refers to empathetic, how considerate you are towards the others. Closed person refers to known to self but not known to others. So this is Johari window. Okay. So this is, there are 4 ways, right? A, B, C, D. Arena, blank, closed, right? These. So this is also true. Parent ego mainly regulates behavior and nurtures it. This is also true. Parent ego means what? This is relating to the management's view towards the employees. Whenever any manager looks like the parent ego or parent concept, then regulate and nurtures the behavior of the employees. And this is false. Okay. Personal efficacy is how efficiently one is doing his job. So this is false. Personal efficacy is related to individual's ability to take the initiative, which closely relates to his beliefs that he can change the things. So personal efficacy means Suppose if I feel that I can change the world, okay, so that is basically personal efficacy. Got it? So efficacy means I can change the world. That thing, that view of mine. Okay. So the answer is C. Next one. Which among the following is not a psychological factor that influences behavior of an individual? Not a psychological factor. So again false. Okay, you want false answer. Perception, personality, values and leadership. Not a psychological factor. Huh? Not a psychological. The answer is comment section. Everyone in the comment section. The answer is D. Leadership. Okay, it is not a psychological factor. It's a trait of the leader, but it's not related to psychological factor. Okay, the psychological factors are basically, which are those? Which are those? Anyone type in the comment section if you know it. See, your exams are near. Okay, you have to be on your toes. Got it? So which is the answer? These are the psychological factors. Read it, everyone. Okay, everyone read it. These are personality, perception, attitudes, values and learnings. Okay, so leadership is not one among them. Okay, this is your answer. Leadership. It is not. It's not values. One sec. Let me make it proper. Okay, leadership is the answer. It is not one of the traits. Okay. Hi friends, welcome to Adda 24/7. We are in the Scholar series for ABM. You can use the today's session as well as the other sessions. For some of the sessions which are on Basel, you can use them for BFM as well. So ABM, mainly this is for ABM today, but you can use this for BFM as well. So here we are covering important theory, numericals, objective questions for the ABM. Okay, so let's start. Say this. First one, we'll be covering the objective questions. If a standard asset will be shown as a loss if it had become irregular due to non-payment by the borrower since last 50%. The secured balance in the account is less than 10% after damage of the security. And all of the above are correct. So what is the correct answer in this? Think about it. Give me the correct answer in the comment section. Okay? Check in the comment section, everyone. Give me the answer in the comment section. The answer is C. The secured balance in the account is less than 10% after the damage of the security. Okay, so this is the main criteria. If the secured balance means basically the security against which the loan is given, if that remains less than 10% after the security has some damage due to anything, it might be due to rains, due to anything, fire, anything. If the security has remained less than 10%, then this is known as this asset will be shown as a loss asset. Okay, next one. A housing loan is given but the interest is payable along with the installment which shall fall due after 2 years. The borrower has not been paying the interest debited for last 5 quarters. The account shall be treated as. So housing loan is given but the interest is payable along with the installment which shall fall due after 2 years. So it will fall due after 2 years means this is related to what? This is known as which period? Moratorium. Okay, so this is a moratorium period. So today I have given the loan. Today but the EMI will start after 2 years. EMI, it will start after 2 years. Okay. So if EMI will start after 2 years, what will that customer pay within that part? Within that part, the customer will pay, actually he has to pay nothing. But as per the banking rules, we generally pay the interest part. That's called as pre-EMI, interest. Okay. So now the question is, the borrower has not been paying the interest debited for last 5 quarters. So this interest was not paid by the borrower within this moratorium period. So what shall be the account treated as? Standard account, standard irregular account, substandard account, standard NPA account. Think over it, everyone. Everyone think over it. What shall be the answer over here? It will be treated as what? Standard, standard irregular, substandard, and standard NPA. What is this standard NPA? What is the standard NPA account? There is nothing called a standard NPA account. Okay. Substandard account. This is basically NPA. NPA starts with substandard, isn't it? Standard irregular account. This is also nothing like this. Standard irregular. So the answer is A. Standard account. Okay. So if a housing loan is given, but the interest is payable along with the installment. Okay. Next one. Which of the following statement is not correct in context of the crop loans? Means in the context of crop, basically we are talking of crop loans and we want not correct. Okay. For short duration crops, the irregularity period is 2 crop seasons. For long duration crops, the irregularity period is 1 crop season. Crop classification as short duration or long duration is determined by SLBC. The rule is applicable for all agricultural accounts. So we want not correct. Which one is not correct? Okay. So which of them won't be correct in this? Understand this. See this. Short duration crop and long duration crop. What is it? What is the short duration crop? Short duration crop means that crop which is completed within one season only. Long duration crop means that crop which requires 2 crop seasons. Okay. So that is, now which are those crops? We are not concerned with it actually. Banker gets the list of those crops. Okay. You get it from the head office and head office gets it from RBI. Okay. So 2 crop seasons, short duration and long duration. Generally this turmeric is considered as long duration crop. So now the question is, we don't want long duration and short duration crops. We want which one is not correct. So the short duration crop irregularity period is 2 crop season. Means what? If a customer has taken a crop loan and not repaid it, okay, not repaid it, okay, in 2 crop seasons, then it is considered as irregular. Means basically NPA. Similarly, the second one, the customer has taken the loan for long duration crops and not repaid for 1 crop season, then it will be called as this NPA. So these two are correct. This is correct. This is correct. Crop classification as short duration or long duration is determined by SLBC. So that is also correct. Okay. The rule is applicable to all agricultural account. That is wrong. Now what do you mean by this? The rule is applicable to all. It means suppose if I take a tractor loan, then also it is applicable. Suppose if I take a housing loan under agriculture as a farmer, then also it's applicable. So it's not. Okay. So that is the point. The important point over here is this is applicable only to those crops. Means all the above 3 are correct, but it is not applicable to other agricultural accounts. Okay. So now the question in your mind might be, what is SLBC? SLBC, okay, State Level Bankers Committee. State Level Bankers Committee. So this Bankers Committee gives the list of this crop duration, short or long, okay, and then it forwards it through RBI to all of the banks. Okay. So State Level Bankers Committee, This is the meaning of SLBC. Okay, next one. Which of the following provision requirement is stated incorrectly in context of doubtful accounts? So incorrectly in doubtful. Doubtful means these are these NPAs? So NPA level number 2, right? Substandard, doubtful 1, doubtful 2, and then loss. So which of the following requirements are stated are incorrect? For unsecured portion of the balance, provision is 100%. For unsecured portion of the balance, provision is 100%. For secured portion of the balance in doubtful up to 1 year, provision is 25%. For secured portion of the balance in doubtful above 1 year up to 3 years, the provision is 40%. For secured portion of the balance in doubtful above 3 years, the provision is 50%. So which one is correct? Think over it. This was there, the question was there in your JIP also earlier. So now think over it. Which one is correct? This question was there in your JIP also. Think. I'll give you 1 minute to think. Let me see in the comment section. What are the answers I am getting? I want the incorrect one. Incorrect. Okay. What are the provisions? Substandard. Okay. So it is 15-25, right? 15 for secured, 25 for unsecured. Doubtful D1. What is it? 2500, right? Doubtful 2, 4000. Oh, sorry, 4000, right? And last one, loss. So that is complete 100. Okay, both 100 means secured and unsecured both. So now which one is correct and which one is not correct? I have given you the hint also now. Now what is the answer in this, everyone? The answer is D. For secured portion of the balance in doubtful above 3 years. Okay, the account provision is 50%. This is wrong. See here, doubtful one above 3 years becomes loss asset. See, this is for 1 year. This is for 2 years. So total is 3 years. Doubtful 3 years. So above 3 years, the provision is 100. So this one is incorrect. Okay. Next one. For the purpose of valuation of securities for provisioning purposes, the collateral securities are to be got valued at least dash by the valuer appointed by the board approved guidelines. So for purpose of valuation of securities for provisioning purpose, provisioning, what do you mean by provisioning? Provisioning means whenever we do the secured or unsecured provisioning for this NPA loans. Okay. So securities for provisioning purposes, collateral securities are to be got valued at least dash by the value. Means how many times do we get it valued? Means suppose if I have taken a security today and the loan is for 10 years. So this valuation of that security should be done by me as a bank at least in how many years for that loan account or for that security? At least in how many years? What do you think? It should be done every. Okay, let me get the answer from you. Okay. So it should be done in, what is the answer? Done in at least once in 3 years. Okay, it should be at least done once in 3 years for the provisioning purpose of securities for the purpose of valuation of securities means valuation of those securities which I am using for the provisioning either secured or unsecured. So these securities I must get it valued by the valuer appointed by the board at least once in 3 years. Got it, everyone? Once in 3 years. In case of substandard assets, the provisioning requirement is stated correctly in which of the following? Now we are talking of substandard. Substandard, what was the rule? Now you write in the comment section. For secured substandard assets, it is 15%. For unsecured substandard asset, it is 20%. For infrastructure unsecured substandard asset, it is 25%. And all of the above. Now what do we want? Correctly stated. Which is correctly stated? Correctly. Now give me the answer. Which of them is correctly stated? So the answer is, just now I had given you the classification, right? Some time back only, in the same lecture. It is for substandard assets, it is 15%. Okay. So what is the provisioning? Look at this, substandard. Again I'll write it, 15, 25, right? 15 for secured, 25 for unsecured. Okay. For doubtful one, doubtful one it is, see this, it's written over here unsecured substandard, which is this unsecured substandard. So it is 25. That is wrong. So this is wrong. Infrastructure unsecured substandard assets, it is 25%. Unsecured. Okay. Substandard. Infrastructure unsecured. So that is reduced now by RBI. Okay. So that is not 25%. Got it? So the only correct answer over here is A. Okay. Because for infrastructure related, okay, what is the provision for infrastructure related unsecured substandard assets? You type. If this is wrong, then what is the right answer? What is the right answer for infra related substandard? Give me the answer. It is 20%. Remember, it is 20%. Got it? It is 20%. So that is the right answer. Got it, everyone? Clear? Next one. Which of the following statement regarding the provision on the standard assets is not correct? So regarding the provision on the standard assets is not correct. You want it now, not correct. Okay. And the question is on provision on standard assets. Provision standard assets. Okay. So not correct. The provision shall not be reckoned for the purpose of arriving at the net NPAs. The provision shall not be netted off from gross advances. Provision shall be shown as contingent provision against the standard assets in Schedule 5 other liabilities in the balance sheet, and none of the above. So which one is correct over here? We want here not correct. Understand the question, which is not correct. And provision on standard assets. What are the provisions on standard assets? Provision on standard assets are, the standard assets have various types of provisions. For agri, right? What are the standard asset provisions? Anyone can give me? For agriculture, what is the provision for standard asset? Standard asset, it is 0.25%. Okay. For MSME, standard asset, the provision is, everyone in the comment section, 0.25%, right? For housing, individual housing, remember it is individual housing, the provision is, everyone think over it, think over it. I want the answer in the comment section. These questions do come in the exam. Again 0.25%. Okay. For commercial real estate, CRE we call it, CRE, commercial real estate. What is the provisioning? Commercial real estate, the provisioning is 1%. Sorry, 0.75%. This one, yeah, it is 1%. And CRE RH, commercial real estate under residential housing, with residential housing, that is 0.75%. And for all other loans, all other loans, the provision is 0.4%, 40. Okay. So these are the provisions given. Remember these by heart. Again I'll repeat. Agri 0.25, MSME 0.25, housing 0.25, commercial real estate 1%, commercial real estate with residential housing 0.75%. All others it is 0.4%. So what do we want now? Which one is not correct? Okay. So provision shall not be reckoned for the purpose of arriving at NPS. How can we arrive at NPS using the standard assets? Obviously it can't be, right? So we want not correct. This is correct. So I'll write here true. This is true. Shall not be reckoned. I can't take the provision of standard assets as a provision for NPS, right? Provision shall not be netted from the gross advances. That is also true. The provision is not netted from the gross advances. Okay, gross advance means total advances which I have given. Now, then where will it be netted? If it's not given through gross, then what? Then through what? See here, what is gross advance? Gross advance includes everything. Okay, so regular, standard, NPA, everything. So the gross advances we don't take it. Where will we take it then? We'll be taking it in net advances. Okay, net. Got it? Provision shall be shown as a contingent provision. So that is true, because this is a contingent provision. This is not an NPA as of now, because I am just making a provision for the safety purpose, right? So contingent provision against the standard assets in Schedule 5, other liabilities in the balance sheet. So this is also true in Schedule 5. So this is also true. So the answer is none of the above. Which of them is not correct? So not correct is none of the above. All of them are correct. Got it? All of them are correct. Got it? Let's move on to the next one. Yeah. Which of the following statement is not correct regarding the floating provisions? Regarding the floating, remember this, floating provisions. The provisions can be netted off from gross NPS to arrive at the disclosure of net NPS. Okay? Think over it. Which of them is not correct regarding the floating provisions? I'll give you the answer later. First you try yourself. Okay? So these provisions can be netted off from gross NPS to arrive at the disclosure of net NPS. So netted off from the gross NPS, from gross, okay, to arrive at disclosures of net NPS. These provisions can be treated as part 2 of Tier 2 capital fund with overall ceiling of 1.25% of the risk weighted assets. Okay. So 1.25% of the risk weighted assets. So these can be netted off as with the overall ceiling. Is this true? We want not correct. Remember the question, not correct. These provisions can be reversed to credit to P&L account at the discretion of the bank. So floating provisions, can they be reversed to credit to the P&L account at the discretion of the bank? So which of them is correct? And last one is none of them. What do you think? Think over the answer. Yeah. I'll wait for 1 minute. Yeah. Firstly, what is a floating provision? Many of you might be asking this, thinking this. What is a floating provision? Answer this. In the comment section, you answer me. What is a floating provision? Who can give me the meaning of floating provision? Floating provision is the amount of the banks that keep aside above the mandatory provisioning, compulsory provisioning, okay, provisioning requirement against the bad loans established by the central bank. So whatever is a compulsory provisioning, above that, whatever I keep it separately, additional, that is known as a floating provision. So which one is not correct in this case now? Not correct is C. This cannot be credited, reversed back to the P&L account at the discretion of the bank. It cannot be done. Okay. So got it. So that was the question and that was the YT series.